Victor Okuo is a PhD student and graduate assistant for the Department of Chemistry at the University of Kentucky. Victor was born with hearing loss and uses hearing aids, lip reading, and a speech-to-text application to understand others. Victor wanted to share some details about the technology he uses and how difficult it has been to maintain access to high-quality hearing assistance devices. Hearing aid cords don't last long, and in those days, I could not afford 2 cords for the analog hearing aid I owned. After a while, the voices would start cutting in and out, and I would cut, tie, and rejoin old cables to get them to work. I managed with this set for 13 years. The device sort of looks like a pocket radio, and I remember once a new teacher gave me a slap for wearing them in class because he thought I was listening to music. Hearing aids were very important to my education, so I had to find a way to replace the cords. It took me a while to identify a clinic in my city that had cables available for $25, which was a lot of money for me. I later tried digital hearing aids, but they were of poor quality. In 2020, I received my first digital hearing aids here in the US. These new hearing aids allow me to hear high-pitched sounds, like alarms, ringtones, birds, and whistles, which I couldn't hear before. I can also better understand and distinguish sounds in noisy environments. It is more than a year now, and they are still working perfectly. These new hearing aids come with a Bluetooth device that can connect the hearing aid to phones and computers either wirelessly or via USB cable. They give balanced sound, filter background noise, don't have signal interference with other electronics, and I can make phone calls without having to remove my hearing aids. Childhood and family.
My name is Victor Okuo. I'm a PhD chemistry student at the University of Kentucky.
Thank you, Victor. My name is Bethaney Curry, and I'll be interviewing you today. I work at the Human Development Institute with the University of Kentucky. So do you want to tell me about your disability and a little bit about yourself?
I'm from Nigeria. I was born with hearing loss. I also speech disability. When I talk, people don't hear me clearly, and I'm using hearing aid. So I think I was born with it, and after like 13 years, I was diagnosed of a temporary hearing loss, and then I got my first hearing aid when I was 14 years old.
So tell me a little bit about your parents and how they supported you growing up.
My family initially didn't really do anything about it. No one cared. All they know is that I can't go to school. I cannot make it in life. And they don't bother taking me to the hospital to find out what was wrong. They would tell me, you can't go to school because the teacher is going to be talking faster and you will not get what they are saying. And because of that, I was not happy. My education was delayed for some time. It was delayed, but I was not happy. And the only way they can make me happy is to put me in school. I made use of lip reading when I was a child, and in my elementary school, we speak louder. The teacher speak louder. The little, we are small. They speak louder. If they ask us to read A, B, C, D, they will speak loud. The whole environment is very loud. Maybe that helped me a lot then. So if they were not speaking louder, maybe I will have known what they were saying.
Experiences with bullying and isolation.
When you were in elementary or primary school, were you bullied a lot as a kid just due to your disability?
Yes, you can easily remember it today. It's very easy to remember all the time, especially when you are be bullied in school. So there is, you know, I can't talk clearly. If I say something, I had a lot of people repeating what I said, trying to let me know that I'm not saying it well. The case of bullying actually contributed to the reason why I went to isolation. Okay. They put that fear in me not to talk to people for many years. But from the beginning, when I'm not aware of my my challenges, when I was very playful. I talk a lot. I play leadership role in elementary school. So the period when I was in nursing was a very memorable time in my life because I was very happy, very playful, very sociable, and I talk a lot. Maybe when I get to like 2 years in primary school, I begin to know what is wrong with me. I begin to know that I cannot hear very well, I cannot talk very well, and then the fear to talk to people will begin to manifest, and then that is when bullying actually started. I don't remember being bullied when I was in the early stage of my education. So it gets worse and worse when I was even up to my first year in high school. But when I get to university, you know, you become independent. Most people will mind their business.
How did that make you feel as a child, not being able to hear very well or speak very well?
Yeah, I feel lonely. I feel isolated all the time. I will be in a room full of people. They will be talking. I will not be. I will not be hearing what they are saying. I will like, are these people really talking?
First hearing aid.
How did you feel after you got your first hearing aid?
After my third year in high school, I traveled for holiday to visit my aunt. We call it auntie. My auntie in the state capital. So they were frustrated because whenever they call me, I was not here. So they was like, okay, we are going to take you to the hospital. That was in 2000. I think I was 13 years old or 14 years old. And when I got my first hearing aid, it's a pocket hearing aid. You put it here, and then you had a cord just for 1 year. Oh, I feel that I was in a new world. I was in a new world because actually it looked very strange to me. So I actually had issue with my audiology. I was telling my audiology that actually this is not what you told me. You told me that the hearing aid is going to help me hear better. It's going to correct my speech. But how come the noise are too much? I cannot bear it. Because actually, if there is noise in this environment, I cannot be able to. I cannot hear two people at the same time. One person may talk, another person talking, then you respond to the other person. People that are using hearing aid, if you give them hearing aid, they will hear what you are saying. They will not have challenge interpreting what the person is saying, and that solves a problem. They can talk very well. But my own is different because young age was not actually solving the challenge ability to put it at a volume, I can be able to interpret the term. Because the hearing aid, there is a particular volume here. If I get beyond that, I will really have difficult understanding what people are saying.
Plans to get cochlear implant and speech therapy.
I have read a lot about the diagnosis. I've read a lot about the diagnosis, and it was saying that there is what we call the air inside the ear that also contribute to how sound is being transmitted. It becomes distorted. Then they now told me that I think a nurse or a doctor told me that if we are using cochlear implant, be able to allow the original sound to get in speech therapy. I have the hope that if I do that, I can be able to talk very well to some reliable extent. My problem with speech is actually what gets me into trouble a lot, not my hearing aid. I will hear the sound. I will know that people are talking. Yes, people are talking, but I will not be able to. It will be very difficult for me to understand it as spoken word. But I have to do lip reading. And maybe after the cochlear implant and I go for speech therapy, I can be able to start speaking correctly, but they are very expensive. I don't know.
Thank you for watching. Special thanks to Victor Okuo and Bethaney Curry. For more stories, visit our digital archive at voices.hdiyuky.net.